This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael, I'm stuck in a haunted movie theater, and I've seen King Richard, a newish sports drama biopic from director Reinaldo Marcus Green. It follows Richard Williams, the charismatic but rather bull-headed father of Venus and Serena Williams. Nowadays, two of the greatest tennis players in the world, but here still honing their talents. As their notoriety and fame on the junior circuit grows, so do Richard's concerns that they might be taken advantage of, or worse, taken out from under his wing. As the two sisters' ambitions only continue to grow, his desire to keep that from happening pushes him to become more controlling of their careers, eventually coming to a head when Venus wants to expand into the pro circuit. King Richard hits the kinds of story beats you'd expect from a sports drama, though the overall focus on Richard does stray away from this premise, resulting in fewer actual sports and more of Richard's and the Williams family. That's not to say that tennis isn't a part of the film, of course, but it's kept more in the background for a while, somewhat in the same way that Venus and Serena are also supporting characters in what is essentially their own origin story. It's an odd angle to take, but at least Richard's perspective is still engaging enough on its own, and overall it's a story still worth telling. It does edge on cliché at some times, and at other times feels a bit sanitized, only hinting at further elements of Richard's past which never get explored. But at the very least, it tries not to paint Richard as a completely perfect person. Despite this, it's still at least enjoyable enough in the end, supported quite a lot by its leading performances more than its deeper story intricacies. That said, King Richard does trade other technical and artistic elements in favor of its story and overall production values, which do bring the film to a number of different locations, but manage to make them feel rather bland. Cinematography is pretty light, keeping things somewhat flat and mostly visible, with little in the way of memorable movement or angles, focusing on whatever is, again, most important for the story at hand. Editing also doesn't offer anything impressive, looking more at just making sure everything is comprehensible in the final cut. At the very least, there is a steady flow throughout the film. Ultimately, this lack of artistic stylization does have a side effect in making the movie rather safe and sterile to sit through, essentially forcing you to pay attention to the story as that's all that there is to care about. In the end, King Richard definitely has its heart set on being a performance-driven powerhouse, but it's held back quite a bit by the less than stellar story and rather flat aesthetics. It's not a bad movie by any means, but it clearly could have gone a bit further. King Richard, Reinaldo Marcus Green, 2021. 3 stars. I'd still say that it's worth giving a watch. That's it for me. If you like this review, leave it a like. If you have something to add, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews in the future. This movie makes tennis look easy, but I know better than to assume that's the case. Still, I wonder if there's any equipment around here.